Graham Potter, who has now signed a 5-year deal to become Chelsea's coach. Yesterday rather, we told you he agreed a deal in principle, but now all the details have been sorted out, and is now signed to Chelsea for the next 5 years as coach. Although you want to ask if it would last a year or two, how much more fine. But again, let's look at this. Graham Potter, is that the right fit for Chelsea at this time, considering their travails?
I think for the owners, I think I was looking at it. I was looking at what they were trying to do. They have a kind of mindset they want the team to go. And from some rumors and everything, they were like Tuchel was not the right person for them in that mindset, that they had plans to sack him before the loss, and which I'm not really.
It looks like it, because more often than not, when a club rather sacks a coach, what you have is there's someone who is put on an interim basis while the club goes on a search, negotiations, discussions, and all. But when the Chelsea played Champions League that they lost Tuesday, and by Wednesday, he was sacked. Thursday, an agreement in principle. It looked like it was premeditated, the sack. And not necessarily as a result of that particular loss.
Yes, it was premeditated, and they had reasons of using their young players and playing in a certain kind of way. So I think Potter, it's a gamble for me. Going with Potter is a gamble for me. Because Chelsea is a kind of club that has this kind of title kind of mindset. There's a club that they want to get a title every season. They just want to get a title. They want to keep winning. I think that's why they have had so many sacked coaches over a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
So I think Potter coming in, coaching a small club and never competing.
Exactly.
It's a very big gamble, I'll say. It's a very, very big gamble. But looking at the style of play also, he has really, really improved his style of play in Brighton, and somehow brought in a lot of young players to become very good in Brighton. So I think that's an upside you can look at for Potter coming in to Chelsea.
So, quick one. You think he will be successful with the caliber of players he has at his disposal?
I think this season, he'll probably struggle this season. Then from next season, coming in from the windows and building his team to his own taste, I think he will improve better. Okay,
let's see how it is. Well, the new man in charge of Stamford Bridge in terms of coaching has to be Graham Potter. It will be intriguing to see how he fares at that club. Definitely his most difficult job when it comes to his young managerial career. He's just 47 years old. Well, let's preview some matches quickly. We said yes, no matches in England as a result of the demise of the Queen, but the matches elsewhere, though those matches will also honor the late Queen by having a minute silence, black armbands, among other things. But let's start with the Spanish La Liga. Yes, Barcelona will be taking on Cadiz, and Cadiz, I mean, they're at home. You don't want to play Lewandowski at this point. Let's just go straight to it because of time. Cadiz, Barcelona. You think it's a straightforward win for Barcelona?
It's a straightforward win for Barcelona. I think the La Liga title probably, if each of these teams, Madrid and Barca, don't drop form, I think it will be decided by the games against both of them.
Okay, the Clásico itself.
Yes, the Clásico itself. I think that's way, because I really don't see any of these teams picking a win from Barca and
not even an upset in any way.
I'm not sure. I'm saying that. As I said, if there's probably injuries, there's no injuries and no loss of form from these players, because each of these teams, their players are in high spirit form, and they are really scoring a lot of goals. And they have experienced players presently. I think these two teams are arguably probably top 5 best teams in Europe as at now.
Yeah.
So I think so. I see for them.
Well, talking about one of the top teams, you have to reckon with them as probably the top, and that has to do with Real Madrid, who are the defending champions, not just of Spanish La Liga, but also the UEFA Champions League. They'll be taking on Real Mallorca, and it's going to be without Karim Benzema, who sustained an injury during the UEFA Champions League match against Celtic midweek. But it still looks like some of the same. Even without Benzema, they can still get the job done.
Of course, they will get the job done.
At Santiago Bernabeu.
Yes, they may just have problems without Benzema against big teams, because Benzema just knows how to grind out, how to bring out goals against big teams. But against smaller teams, I think the players are fine by themselves.
Scoreline?
Maybe a 3-1.
Okay. And just before I turn our attention to the Italian Serie A, we have to talk about Atletico Madrid scored 2 stoppage time goals midweek against Porto to clinch, that victory. This time around, they'll be taking on Celta Vigo. Quick one, Atletico Madrid, they've been inconsistent. I mean, we saw the Champions League, how that panned out against Porto. You think against Celta Vigo, it will be a different kettle of fish?
I think they should be able to win that game, or more or less have at least a draw in that game. That's what I think for them. This season, I think for like 2 seasons or 3 seasons, they have been very inconsistent.
Yes.
I think they are going through a phase also. They're having to sell some players and buy players, and having that kind of the kind of play that they've had in the team generally. They have known to be probably a defensive team, and
yes.
Sometimes you see them attacking. So I think for now they are kind of in I'll not really say a crisis, but they are still trying to find their feet.
Tunisia and Africa's own Ons Jabbar, who is now into the final of the US Open, a second successive Grand Slam final appearance. Remember, she made the final at Wimbledon but lost to Rebecca. This time around, she'll be taking on, Swiatek, the world #1. But in the semi-final, Olaleko, quite impressive over Caroline Garcia, straight sets victory, 6-1, 6-3, that ended. You think Ons Jabbar is ready to win a Grand Slam? She lost the last time she was in final.
Yes, I think it's something that will fuel her desire. Losing the last one, something that will fuel her desire, and also being an African there and competing at a very high level. I think it's something that is very, very good for her, and I think if she just needs to put her all into this and know that these opportunities don't come quite often as she has had it. So I think this will be her best one yet that she should.
She should get it. But on the strength of what we've seen during the course of this tournament, in fact, this year, you think she has what it takes to win the tournament itself?
Of course, she has what it takes. For you to get to the final, it's no joke. You know, normal people you have to beat to get to the final. Although you have to look at it, you have to look at the person she's playing against.
Yeah, world #1.
So it's going to be very difficult, but it's also going to be a very, I would say, interesting and sweet win for her.
If she's able to get it.
So I think she just needs to put her all into it.
Okay, talking about putting the all into it, we had the world #1 Iga Swiatek showing once again that she is the woman to beat. Digging deep, the resilience was there. She was down a set against Arina Sabalenka and had to dig deep. And when the deciding set came, which was the 3rd set, she was 4-2 down, and she just had to once again dig deep, to win the match and then progress into another final, a second Slam final for this year. She won the French Open, and she'll be looking to win a 2nd Grand Slam. Against Sabalenka, it was difficult. It was not going to be easy because Sabalenka is a top, gun as well. But, when they say the hallmark of a champion, it's grinding out results. You think Swiatek showed that yesterday?
Of course she did. But also you have to take into account that there are a lot of people that are coming up that are very good. Long ago when the competitions are, you get to the semi-final, the same people that are always there.
Exactly, Serena Williams.
So I think now it's getting more competitive, and a lot of people are really stepping up. So but I think, of course, as a champion, she was able to bring out the results when she needed it the most. And I hope to see what she'll do in the final.
Okay, so let me put you on the spot. Swiatek, world #1, won 6 successive titles during the course of the year. Had a 37-match winning streak against Ons Jabbar, who has also been dominant. It must be said they are the 2 most dominant players on the women's tour this year. Who gets it?
Okay.
The African Elite Advance?
If I want to go on paper, I'll go with Swiatek. Okay. But if I want to go who I want to win, of course, it will be
Ons Jabbar. Okay. Let's see how that pans out. The women's singles. Remember, it is the women's singles final, and you have world #1 Iga Swiatek gunning for a 7th title of the year and a 2nd Slam of the year after winning the French Open, up against Ons Jabbar of Tunisia, who is playing in a 2nd successive final. Got to the final of Wimbledon, lost to Elena Rybakina. This time around, she'll be hoping to go one step better in terms of lifting the trophy. May the best woman, as we say oftentimes, win.